All right, everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining us on our Goal Digger series. This is Esmeralda Saldana, your Executive Regional Vice President and Independent Consultant. Always excited to be helping you guys build the skills that you need to have a thriving Arbonne business. And today I'm going to actually move forward and move along from our 4 quadrants to this next segment, which I think is really important. I feel that sometimes when we're doing the ask and maybe they say no to our initial ask, we kind of get stuck or don't know what to say next, or we feel a little paralyzed, like, what happened? You know, I had a great little customized script made out for my prospect or the person I was trying to share with, and they shot me down. Where do I go from here? So I wanted to talk to you guys today about the funnel system. And then next week, we're going to talk about closing. I think it's better if we go in order, so you guys are learning the skills as we go. So as you remember, last week, we talked about the 4 quadrants of communication, on how you develop what you're going to say ahead of time according to the person, right? We customize it to make it very genuine and very personal for the person that we want to talk to. If you guys don't remember, the 4 quadrants were the 4 topics that you had to fill out on a, like 4 little squares: fact, belief, feeling, and ask, right? In any order. So we talked about that last week. You guys had really good responses on how you were applying it in your business. A lot of you loved it. And I want to continue from there, because the ask, the last quadrant, the ask is by far the most important part of that entire 4 quadrants. But the other 3 are just as important, because you need all 4 to really be effective in your communication, right? And when we're communicating, make sure you guys have these points down when you're communicating with someone using the 4 quadrants. You have to remember to be very genuine, especially when you're paying compliments to someone. You know, if you're going to talk to someone that you want to ask them to take a peek, take a peek at the business, or you want them to attend a Discover Arbonne with you, whatever it is, you have to really be very clear as to why you want them on your team. If you can't think of any compliments or any reasons why you want them on your team, then you might have to think again why you're even asking this person in the first place, right? To take a peek at the business. So you have to be super genuine in your compliments, like what you're going to say about the person. Second point that you have to remember during the 4 quadrants is you always make it about them. Okay, we're not here to talk about your Arbonne business. We're not here to talk about you. We're here to talk about them. Why them? Why is it so important for them to take a peek? Why did you think about them? What is it about their life or what they're going through that makes it important for you, that you just really want to share this awesome opportunity with them, or these amazing products? So make sure it's always about them. Third, keep it simple. It should last you 30 seconds or less to get your 4 quadrants across, to get your ask across. If you're talking for over 30 seconds or a minute or 3 minutes, you've lost them already. They're leaning back so far that they already have what they're going to tell you at the end of the conversation, which is a big fat no, right? So make sure you make it simple. You keep it clean and clear and very understandable of what you're saying. Articulate well, right? Try not to fumble. Try not to get so nervous that you just totally forgot about your 4 quadrants or what you were going to say, and you just keep kind of talking and talking and talking, and the ask never really comes out of your mouth. Okay? Next one, always go for the no. I know this sounds counterproductive, but we got to go for the no. If we go into a conversation expecting the no, we're not going to feel as sad or take it as personal when maybe they do say no to your initial ask. Right? So go for the no, because we know in this business that when you're going for the no, sorry, my gardener's here. When you go for the no, there's a yes right behind that, right? There's a yes coming up quickly behind that. It could be a yes from them later on. It could be a yes from your next person that you're going to do the 4 quadrants with or talk to. So go for the no, mentally, spiritually. Just go for the no, so that you can feel, your gardener's here too, so that you can feel productive and accomplished at the end of any conversation that you have. You guys, just think of it this way. The fact that you're getting on the phone to just talk to them is a huge accomplishment. A lot of people still don't do that. And they're wondering why they're stuck in their business. They're wondering why they haven't moved forward. They're wondering why people aren't calling them to join their business. That's not going to happen, right? So the fact that you're just on the phone sharing the 4 quadrants with someone and going through the ask is a huge accomplishment. And every time you do that, you're only going to get better and better and better at what you're doing. It's going to just come with finesse. It's going to flow easily from you. It's going to be so easy to do, and it's going to be something that you could do all the time, okay? And then the last one, and I thought this was really interesting. I love listening to SoundClouds. I love listening to the Learn and Burns. I wasn't a big Learn and Burn maybe 4 years ago. It took me almost 4 years to start listening to Learn and Burn. So it's been the past like 2 years that I've actually listened to them. But I was listening to the funnel one again because it was done by ENVP Mo Boger. And she said something very interesting in her funnel training, which will be homework for all of you guys to listen to because I cannot do it justice the way she trains it. It's absolutely amazing. But she says that when you're talking to someone, constantly say their name. Okay, saying their name out loud has a lot of psychological power in that conversation. It is the sweetest word that you ever hear. It's the one word that they hear the most throughout their entire life, from the moment they're born, even before they're born for some of them, all the way to the end, right? So say their name. You know, if their name is Jenny, oh my gosh, I'm dying to talk to you about this. You know, I've been doing my Arbonne business for a few years. And well, to be honest with you, Jenny, I am not calling you to talk about my Arbonne business, and I'm not calling you to talk about me. Jenny, I want to talk about you. See, I've already said Jenny like 3 times. Jenny, you are the most sweetest, compassionate, hardworking person that I know. And one thing I can tell you is this Arbonne business is super smart, and so are you. And I just want you to take a peek at it. Would you be willing to just take a peek at this business? Okay, I did the 4 quadrants right there, super quick, but I said her name a lot because I'm talking to her. It has to be very specific to the person. So use their name. There's a lot of psychological power to it. And Mo Boger, if you guys don't know who she is, she's an extraordinary leader. And she is by far one of the most, I mean, when I look at myself, I have no excuses when it comes to Mo Boger, okay? She's a neuroscientist by trade, or by career, I should say, by profession. She was a college professor and a college dean. She was making 6 figures since she was 26 years old from her job, okay? She was working 80, 90 hours a week, publishing books, super busy woman. And on top of that, she's a mother of 5 kids, okay, and a wife. Talk about busy. She says that when she built her Arbonne business, she only built it on 1 Saturday a week or 1 Sunday a week, doing back-to-back parties all day long. That's how she built her business. Talk about excuses, right? Man, there's people that won't even have 2 parties a week because it's, you know, infringing on their Netflix time or whatever it is. But this is a woman who was already making the money but didn't have the time to enjoy that money or that freedom with her children, which was the most important thing, right? So her being a neuroscientist, she's actually one of the people, along with one of her MVPs, that came up with this funnel system that is so smart, that teaches you that while you're using the 4 quadrants and you make your ask, that you know what to do next if that person shoots you down with a no. You know what comes next. What is the next ask? So that next time you're having a conversation with someone, you are moving forward with finesse. You're not getting stuck. You're not getting paralyzed. You're not like, uh-oh, what do I do now? You're not just, you know, cutting off the phone call and saying, okay, great, you know, I totally understand. Thank you so much for your time. I'll talk to you later. You're not doing that. You're actually going through this very successful method of continuing the asking through the funnel, right? Not, not annoying them with the ask, but being very smart on what to ask next. So we always want to start big, right? Carmen mentioned this last week when we were talking about the 4 quadrants. Your first ask should be the biggest ask, right? And that is always to take a look at the opportunity. I really like the word peak, and I learned that from Mo Boger. I think that is such a powerful word, the word peak. I would love for you to take a peek at this business because everyone is busy. Everyone has a million things to do. We all have our excuses or our reasons why we can or will or will not. But when you say peak, it really makes it very small and simple of a favor or a gesture or whatever it is you need them to do. So train yourself to use the word peak when you're talking or asking someone to take a look at the business. hey, Lisa, I know you know that I've had this Arbonne business for about 6 years now, and I've been dying to talk to you about it. Now I know, I don't want to talk about my business or really talk about me. I want to talk about you, Lisa. You've always been a big supporter. I absolutely love you. You're such a hardworking mom. You are such a smart woman. I would love for you to just take a peek at this business. Would you do that? So use the word peek, okay, when you're talking to people, because it makes it much smaller and it doesn't feel like it's going to require a lot of their time. Now that peek, you guys, can be anything you want it to be, right? That peek can be, let me get my notes so I make sure I say them all. That peek can be a 3-way call with your upline, right? It could be a virtual Zoom, like a one-on-one Zoom. It could be a live virtual DA that you invite them to. We have them weekly now, right? In our bigger nation. You can invite them to a Discover Arbonne that's happening in the next few days, or invite them to a healthy happy hour, or maybe a car presentation, or maybe one of your other consultants is having a demo at their home and you want to invite them to that. Maybe it's you sending them a video, a really great video that you think would really speak to them, or a SoundCloud. I prefer the top 3, the 3-way call, the virtual, or the taking them to a DA, top 4 I should say, or a live DA. I prefer those because those are going to be a little bit more one-on-one intimate, right? You don't always know if people are going to watch the video or if they're going to make the time to do it or listen to a SoundCloud. So the peek can be anything you want it to be, okay? And you have to create your arsenal or your tools of what those peaks are. You have to be very sure. If you're going to talk to someone today and there's a DA on Friday, then maybe you invite them to the DA, right? And if they can't make it to the DA, right? If they say, oh my gosh, Esme, I would love to go. I have plans this Friday. I'm so sorry I can't make it. It doesn't mean that you move down the funnel. She didn't say no to taking a peek at the business. She's saying, no, I can't this Friday. So what would be your ask? No problem. What about Saturday morning? Let's go grab some coffee and I'll share what this is with you. Or do you have time at 9 in the morning? We can jump on a quick little call, 20 minutes, and so you could take a peek at the business, right? So we have to know ahead of time what we want to ask them and in the order we want to ask them. We have to have our arsenal ready, right? Our tools ready. We have to be professional and prepared. And that's why I love the quadrants, but I absolutely love the funnel system. So let me share my screen so you guys can see what I am seeing. Ooh, let me make this a little bigger. Okay, so let's go through the funnel system. So starting from the top, it's a funnel, right? The big part's on the top, the big ask is on the top, and then you work your way down. So when you're doing the 4 quadrants and you're asking, I'm encouraging you guys to really lead with the business. Go for the ask. Will you take a peek at the business? Remember, take a peek. I don't really care so much for the wording that's on here. I just really want you to look at the bullet points, like the 1, 2, 3, 4. I really feel that the peek word does help a lot. And also always making it about them, right? I don't know if you guys kind of really heard how I did my 4 quadrants. I kind of just gave them the fact, I've been doing my Arbonne business for about 6 years. Maybe tell them a little bit about it in a nutshell. It's just a health and wellness business. We promote healthy living through our products. We have, skincare, nutrition. We have so many different things, but really I'm not here to talk about my business. I don't want to talk about me. I'm making it very clear that it's not about me. I want to talk about you, Lisa, or I want to talk about you, Jenny. And then that's where you do your belief. Your belief can be that compliment. You've been my friend for such a long time. You're such a hard worker. You're an incredible mom. You can do anything and everything you set your heart to. And you know what? I just want to share this with you because I really feel Arbonne is a smart business and you're such a smart woman. Would you take a peek at this business, right? So that is my lead into the business. That is my ask. Again, you got to really pay attention to what they say. If it's no, because I can at that time, then you know that they're still open to listening about the business. But now let's say that they say something like, and pay really close attention, okay? Let's say they say something like, oh my gosh, Esme, thank you so much, but girl, I have no time. I am so busy. Life is, running me in circles. The kids have stuff every day. Weekends are super busy. Or maybe they say something like, oh gosh, girl, I used to do this years ago. I was with another company. It never worked out. I know it's not a fit. Or maybe it's a straight out, you know what? I know my uncles, aunts, owners, dogs babysitter's nanny did it, and nothing seemed to work. They weren't successful. I just know it's not a fit for me. Whatever they say, which sounds like a no, what's really happening from Mo Boger's point of view is that they're thinking about it because they thought you asked if you are willing to build a business with me, but you didn't ask that, right? I didn't ask that. I didn't say, hey, Lisa, will you build an Arbonne business with me? What I asked was if they would take a peek at the business. So my response would be something like, oh my gosh, Lisa, I totally understand what you say. I totally feel you. I'm like the same way with these 4 kids, right? You want to edify them, really make them understand that you listen to what they just said. So make sure you are confirming what they just say, edify it. And then I'm going to say, but you know what, girl, I am not asking you to build an Arbonne business with me. This may not even be a fit for you at all. I just really want you to just take a peek. That's it. Just take a peek at the business. So I'm, again, kind of rephrasing it so they understand that I wasn't asking them to build a business, because in people's minds, that's what they think you're asking them. But that wasn't what I said. I said I just want them to take a peek. So I make sure that I really clarify that. Girl, I am not asking you to build an Arbonne business with me at all. Who knows? This is, I mean, if anything, I know this probably isn't a fit for you. I'm asking you to just take a peek at the business. Are you willing to do that? And you can even say something like, please don't say no until you know more. Just take a peek at it. You don't know what you can find out at the end. Again, this may not be a fit for you, but don't say no until you know more. Okay, so there's different ways we can go about it. Now, if they say no again, don't lean in again, right? Don't push them on that, because that can get annoying. That's salesy. That's you not listening, right? So if they say no again, that's okay. Edify it. Girl, I understand. I totally get it. This is not for you. I respect that. Okay, so again, you're respecting, you're edifying. I respect that. Thank you for being honest with me. But listen, I know you're going to love these products. The business is not for you. I get that. But my gosh, girl, we just came out with some amazing anti-aging body care system. I would love to just like come over, pamper you, maybe 3 of your friends. Let's just get together. You bring some wine, I'll bring the goodies. Let's just have fun. 3 or 4 people. That would mean the world to me if you can support me in that way. So I asked for a demo, right? But I didn't just say, hey, will you host a workshop for me? No, you got to really put your sincerity and your energy in it. You got to edify what they said and tell them you respect them. You have to acknowledge their support and thank them a whole lot and tell them how much it would mean to you, right? How much it would mean to you if they could please just do this one thing for you, and it would be so much fun. Make it simple, make it easy, make it fun, but remind them that the support is just the best that they can offer you at this point. So when you're doing that, you're kind of making it almost like an obligation for them, right? They want to support you. They're your friend. They want to help you out. They already know that you understand that they don't want to do the business, so you edified that, you respect that, and you're not going to talk about the business with them anymore, but now you're asking them if they just host something. At your workshop, you could talk about the business because it is part of your presentation, right? But she already knows that she doesn't necessarily have to listen because you two are clear on that. But what's happening, you guys, is that the seed will always continue to be planted no matter how you do it. With Mo Boger's case, she actually hosted for her sponsor 5 times. She was a hard no. There's no freaking way with my schedule, my commitments, everything I do for the college. There's just no way. She hosted for the same person 5 times. She heard that business overview 5 times. She saw her sponsor do what she does as an MVP or an RVP 5 times. And it wasn't until the end, the 5th time, that she said, you know what? That time freedom sounds really good about now. And she said yes. And now she's an ENVP in Arbonne. So do you think she regrets that? No. But you guys have to understand that people are not always going to jump in excited, ready to rock and roll. You may have to ask that same person over and over again. But hey, if she's willing to host for you 5 times, go for it, right? That person wants to support you. They love you. And you better believe they're listening. Every time you are there, they are listening and they are seeing you grow. They are seeing your confidence. They're seeing what you're doing. And they're going to want to have a piece of that too. Okay, so that's number 2, host a workshop. If they can't host a workshop, you know, their calendar's full until 2020. They just have no more time on their calendar. That's okay. What if you guys can just meet up for some coffee and you can drop a gold bag, right? Maybe I'm sorry, I skipped one. I'm so sorry. Maybe you can invite them to an event. Maybe it's your own Discover Arbonne at your house, or maybe it's a facial party. Maybe they don't have time to put it together, but you can invite them to something. You can invite them at that point, or you can also do 3 and 4, I think is interchangeable, because if they say no to hosting, I would love to catch up with Lisa or Jenny. Let's go have some coffee. Let's just go have some breakfast. I'll bring you a gold bag. You can try it over the weekend or for a few days. I'd love to just catch up with you. Again, keep it genuine and loving and compliment them and really make it about them. Just say, hey, girl, I want to just, love on you and just take you out to breakfast. Let's go have some coffee. I'll share a little bit about what you do, but I really want to know what you've been up to. And you can use that time to do a product drop, right? Maybe it's a fit kit. Maybe it's a gold bag. Whatever it is, that is your opportunity to just kind of keep the connection going, right? And do that ask. The 5th thing is a referral. Maybe they're no's and all the way across the board. Maybe they're a Mo Boger. They don't even want to host anything. They're just so busy, but they're still kind. They're still loving. They're still your friend. So you ask for the referral. Well, listen, girl, what if I just send you a video? You could learn a little bit, watch it on your own time. It's only 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whichever video you want to send them. And, anyone who loves healthy living, who loves and buys safe products, maybe who's vegan, who's gluten-free, anyone you can think of, please send them my way. Give them my card. Give them my website. Give them my phone number. Whatever it is, you can ask for those referrals. The point of this funnel exercise is to show you that there's always a possibility to keep the connection going. You don't have to feel paralyzed or stuck at the end of your first ask if it doesn't go the way you wanted it to go, if it's a no. There's always something else. But you guys, for it to sound smooth and flowing like the way I made it sound, you guys have to practice it, right? You have to actually go out and do it with someone and hope that they say no so you can practice asking them to host for a demo and hoping they say no again. So now you can ask them to coffee or for a one-on-one or maybe to invite them to your house, to hoping that they say no again so you can ask them for a referral. That would be a great practice for you to be able to go through the entire funnel with someone, right? So you can see what comes out of that. But chances are, you guys, if you do the funnel, you're never going to get to the referral part. That's usually what ends up happening. Most people end up on 1 or 2. 1 or 2 the majority of time. Other times they may go down to just a product drop-off. But it's always an opportunity to put seeds in that person. It's always opportunity to get yourself a brand new preferred client who's going to be a loyal customer, who maybe refer people later on. It's an opportunity to get a new detox or joining for the next Monday or next month detox group. It's always an opportunity to just shed some more light on what you do in case this person has the wrong idea that maybe you're just involved in some shady pyramid scheme, right? Every opportunity is a golden opportunity for you to share how valuable this business is with someone. So I invite you guys, not only look at this funnel system and study it, but watch Mo Boger's training. It's 30 minutes. It's amazing, you guys. She articulates so well. She's probably one of my favorite people to listen to when she trains because she's an amazing speaker. Like, she just knows how to be a professor. Like, she's a teacher and she does it really well. So I invite you to listen to her workshop sometime today or this week. And when I post it up again, because I'm going to go, actually, what I'll do is I'll just tag all the area managers and they can tag all their teams. Once you've watched it, let us know that you've watched it, right? Hold yourself accountable with your team and your upline because we want you to be successful. And the truth is, no one's watching you. No one's really watching you to see if you're actually doing what we're encouraging you to do. But if at the end of the day, you want to be successful in this business, you're going to have to realize that there's skills that we need to learn. No one comes in this business knowing exactly what to do, what to say, or how to do it. But with practice, right, with knowing the systems very clearly and understanding them, guess what, you guys? It's going to be easy because the hardest thing for people in this business is just to ask. And then the second hardest thing is continuing that connection and that ask and not just shying away from when someone just says no the first time, okay? So if you can remember anything, remember this. You must be genuine. You must make it about them, sincerely about them, and you must follow a system always. The systems work, you guys. Mo Boger went from, you know, being a six-figure income earner to not being able to get a soul on her team until she changed her verbiage. And being that she's a neuroscientist, she already knew a lot of these things, but she wasn't applying it to her Arbonne business. So we're lucky that we have leaders like this that have created systems that make sense, that are backed up by science, that are backed up by, actual, clinical studies of how the brain works and behavior. So she's just making it very easy for you on how to ask, right? And now look at her. She's an ENVP because she learned how to ask and she practiced. So if you feel that, you're asking and asking, but things aren't turning around from you, ask yourself, are you actually following a system? Are you using what works? Are you following it to the T? Are you practicing, right? Are you communicating with your upline when maybe you are doing exactly perfect and you've had 10 no's in a row, right? You got to remember that sometimes you'll get 3 or 4, no's in a row, and it could be very disappointing to your mind, right? You can be like, oh my God, I got 4 no's in a row. But remember, we always talk about 10. You could be that much closer to a yes, but if you stop at 4 or 5 or 8, God forbid you stop at 8 because you got 8 no's, you'll never know when those yeses are coming, right? So you just have to keep going. This business is just about sharing, and all of you guys are really blowing up. Another thing I want you guys to remind you is, it's so true when they say that leaders lead from the front, and you're going to do what your leaders do. I just really want to praise Monica. She's been a better leader than I have. She's been on practically every coaching call offered, and because she's been, her team has been, right? Like if I jump in really quick just to see who's on, I'm doing something, whatever my excuse is, I always see Monica and her team. And it's mostly because Monica has decided to show up. And maybe at the beginning, not everyone was showing up with her, but she consistently stayed on top of everything, reminding her team, showing up, being one of the first to log in, to watch what's going on, to listening, to participate, that her team has followed. So if you're wondering maybe why your team is not following or why your team is not building together, you got to show up as a leader. You got to be the first one who jumps on that call and gets on everything, because they're looking at you for direction. And if you're not on those calls or there's trainings, they're going to think, well, then why do I need to be on those calls, right? I would hope that all of us are more independently minded, and we could say, hey, I don't care about my leader. Like, I'm going to do it because I want this, because at the end of the day, we don't need an upline to build to the top. We need a downline, and we need ourselves, right, to be building. So with that, let me see some of the questions. Yes, Sunday brunch. It is this Sunday, the 25th. It's at 12 noon. Make sure you guys are signing up on Eventbrite, please. The address is on Eventbrite. It's at Andrea's house. If you're coming, bring a dish to share. And try to be on time, because we like to let people eat first, and then we do all the other fun stuff, okay? So that will be this Sunday. Invite your detoxers. Encourage your detoxers to bring guests. You never know. They may not be interested in the business, but if they bring 2 to 3 guests, friends that have been watching them, right? And now they want to do it, guess what? They might be like, oh, wait, hold up. Maybe I do want to do the business, right? So bring people to the Healthy Sunday brunch. It's a lot of fun. What else? No, it's not at my house, you guys. You haven't clicked on Eventbrite. That's why you don't know. So click on Eventbrite, and you'll know exactly where it's at and what time. Okay, it's in Whittier at Andrea's house. Great. Any other questions? Let me see. Oh, Maite says they're going to have a table, a booth at the Puerto Rican Vegan Fest. How exciting. I just want to also give a congratulations to Maite and her rocking team in Puerto Rico. You guys, they had a fabulous standing room only event at Body Vegan, which is a restaurant out in Puerto Rico, owned by a blogger and an Instagrammer. If you guys haven't seen her, I think it's Body Vegan, right? Her Instagram?
Yes, Body Vegan is the restaurant, and her blog is La Veganista PR. La Veganista PR.
Just type it in the chat so everyone can see it like that. Thank you. Yeah, so she's an amazing, she is a consultant. She signed up a few years ago, I think, never really did anything, still hasn't done anything, but guess what? The seeds are being planted for her to really take it seriously. She's very excited about Arbonne and what it offers. You guys, it just takes constant reminding and constant seed planting. That's what this business is about. Okay, any questions? Let me see, I think I wrote something else, another reminder. Oh, you guys, please keep March 10th open. I just found out yesterday, there hasn't been a formal announcement, but Saturday, March 10th, probably from 12 noon to about 9 p.m., the VPs are planning to have a district manager retreat at Jill's house. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember last year, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of team building, coaching, food, beverages. We did a lot of just great stuff. It was an awesome, empowering day. And it's for district managers and above. So it's still not too late, you guys. We have about 10 days, I want to say. Anything can happen if you get to work. Anything can happen if you really want this and we get to work. Don't start thinking about next month just because you think, oh, March, February is almost over. That's a mindset. It is a mindset. We just have to really, really want it and just go for it. No matter how many inhibitions we have or fear, you guys, everyone has fear. There's not one MVP at the top that wasn't fearful or still is in their business. Okay? Great.
Wait, what time, Esme? I'm sorry. What time on March 10th?
It's going to be like an all-day thing. We don't know the exact times, but we're thinking like around lunchtime till nighttime. But we don't know the exact time. Just keep that day open if you guys can. Saturday, March 10th. And if it's a no-go, I'll let you know right away. We're just trying to plan it because the weekend before, there's an area manager retreat in Arizona, and I'll be going along with Carmen Carlsgott and some other area managers in our nation to Donna Johnson's retreat. So we're really excited about that, and we're hoping to bring back a lot of amazing information and training from that retreat. So yes, Maite, we will Zoom it. We will Zoom it. I know that's going to be your question. Okay, awesome. We went over a little bit, unless you guys have any questions. Cindy, do you have a question?
Yeah, are we in Mexico, or are we allowed to sell in Mexico, or with that?
I cannot comment. Just kidding. No, we are not legally able to sell in Mexico.
Okay. I'll go for that. Okay.
But you can call me later.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Have a wonderful day.
Gracias, bye.